House of Barbers. Located right across the street from Marist College on Route 9. House of Barbers. Call today to get your fades, regular cuts, edge-ups, beards, hot towel shaves, apparel, and gift certificates for your loved ones. Open Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 4:30, late on Friday till 7, and again open on Saturday till 4:30. Contact Sal today for your appointment or just walk in. 845-232-5036, House of Barbers. Allcrete Concrete Placement LLC for all of your concrete needs, including installation and repair of driveways, garage floors, patios, sidewalks, walkways, stairs, stamped concrete, color, seal, and epoxy. All done by one company with almost 30 years of experience. Call today for your quote. Allcrete Concrete Placement LLC, 845-413-9459. Allcrete Concrete Placement LLC.
Ooh, it's finally TV, but you don't need cable or sling to see me. Black on his soapbox, Gabe in his bag. Let out some real black ink, load the 9 with the mag. First take, the last take, we can juggle the top. Like a barber with the clips, the way we talk in the shop. And since life was like a movie, we gon' stick to the plot. That's why we sponsored by the brand and scrape the weight off the top. Get it? That means we dope. So I'm money my brothers and sisters to stay woke. And we gon' lace the product with facts and straight jokes. The voice of the valley is here to spread hope. Supports a steep slope. They gon' have to let me cook. I don't know how to stop. From the culture to the music, anything else hot. Catch us every Tuesday once you step in the house. Cause all they really wanna know, what we talking about. I'm out.
Oh, and here we go. Another episode of What We Talklin Bout. The highest title, numero uno. I am a Puerto Rican and I speak it so that you know and understand. I got the gift to speak and it's a blessing. So listen to the lesson I preach. Woo! That's what you do when you got it made, baby. What's going on? It's What We Talking About. Back again with another episode. You already know what it is. It's your boy Gabriel. Always joined. I like that one. I like from Philly right there. So with that drawing. Always joined by co-host and co-creator of the show, King Blakout in the building. What's going on, sir?
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Fuck all that. Let's get to it, bro.
Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. We got a bunch of things to talk about today. You know what I mean? So we be going through these topics, and we're going to need y'all in these comments and chatting with us because we definitely got some shit to talk about today. What's going on? VGN Network in the building. I see you, Bunky.
What's up, Bunky? Bunky, you gonna like the conversation today, Bunky.
Mm-hmm.
Get in tune, Bunky. You know I'm in my sandbox. You know I'm in my shit.
That's it. Listen, I appreciate you, Bunky. I gotta do more commercial work.
Right. Yo, everybody, I know I'm talking over Gabe. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all share, y'all tap in. Mm-hmm. Y'all know the world been fucked up the last 7 days, and you know we finna talk that talk. You don't want to listen. Tap in, like, but do me a favor. Mm-hmm. Don't just share. Tag your people in that you know want to have these kind of conversations. Mm-hmm. If you know what the world been like the past week, you know we about to fucking chat. So share that and tell them to come tap in right now. We got shit to talk about. Yo, Wapter, what's good? All y'all niggas that be tapping in the weekly, we respect y'all. We love y'all. Don't go nowhere. This is the conversation we need to be having. You feel me? Tap in, share to your people, get them up in here. Let's have some dialogue because the world was fucked up last week. We got to talk about it.
That's a big fact. Shout out to Angie. She says she likes the combo every week, Black, but here we are. Sometimes you put a little sauce on it, though. Sometimes it's real good, and you put a little bit extra sauce, on. And, you know, sometimes you don't even have to provide the sauce. Sometimes other entities and things that happen provide the sauce for you. And that's where we are today. So, I kind of know where Black wants to go with it, but I'm gonna give him that option right now because I know we feeling it. So what do you want to tap into first, Black?
Yo, it's all fucked up.
Let's talk about it. Why are we all fucked about here, bro? What's up, man?
let me start like this. Before we get into all the shit that I know y'all want to talk about, let me say something right quick before we get super deep. Mm-hmm. When we say love the loved ones that we love on, show that love when you still can. We mean that. Mm-hmm. And I know one of those things, if you come from this community, this side of the railroad track, we say all the time is when them deaths hit like that, they move in threes, right, bro? Mm-hmm. Them deaths hit in threes. And I know 2 weeks ago we lost a brother, Beat King, big club legend, Atlanta, Houston, Miami, like wherever it was getting ass shaking and it was a popping scene, Beat King could be heard in those spaces. Well, we lost another brother last week who's just as, if not more iconic, Fat Man Scoop.
Yeah, no.
Well, how old was he, bro? 53?
Yeah.
That don't even make any sense to be that damn young and to just drop dead on the stage. I ain't gonna go deep. Nope. I ain't gonna go deep. I'm just gonna say that Fat Man Scoop was the voice for that entire genre of music. That man put his thing on so many joints. He broke so many records. He did so many things for the space that we're talking about. If he's not the best, he is the best. You hear what I'm saying? He ain't number two, he number one. Fat Man Scoop was him. So rest in peace to Fat Man Scoop. Rest in peace to Beat King. And just when you thought it was safe outside, Rich Homie Quan, 34 years old. And I was talking to Gabe and I said, bro, you could have gave me 5,000 other guesses about who would have passed away. And I wouldn't have came with Quan.
Right.
And to be found on the floor, apparently, by your brother, placed on the couch, and then found by your girl, no pulse, icicle cold, is diabolical. And I thank God that them babies went to school because they thought he was sleeping and didn't have to be there when she realized that he had already passed away. That 3 would have been enough for me. I would have been able to just hold that until I found out that James Earl Jones,
I know,
got up out of here.
Luke, one of the most iconic actors of our time. I mean, his acting career got to span back about 60, 70 years, something like that. Like, it's crazy. He was 93 years old. God bless him. You know what I mean? He made it. He did that. James Earl Jones, somebody from just like my child, like it's like everybody that's in their 50s, 40s, 30s, they feel like they grew up with this man. He's been a part of so much stuff, from early days. He played in a lot of those civil rights movements early on, he was part of the civil rights movement. He is just so iconic. I mean, to be Darth Vader, cool. That's awesome. You voiced Darth Vader, nothing big. And then you turn around and one of the highest grossing movies of all time, Lion King, you did that part too, bro. My man on several fronts did that. So rest in peace to James Earl Jones, man, and Rich Homie Quan and Fat Man Scoop, R.I.P., man, B King, the whole nine. It's like it's sad. Because unlike James Earl Jones, those other people, they didn't get to live that out like that and make the impact that I'm sure that they wanted to. With Rich Homie Quan, it's like a little, it's foul too, right? Because it's like the last I read on it, it was like they tried to say overdose at first, but I think it was more of a he ain't know something was in something. It was more about
I don't want to speculate because they don't know yet. That's why that's when they talk about the cause.
Yeah. It was kind of whack though how people jumped down and said we're saying overdose real quick though. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of whack. But come to find out, we don't really know what happened with Rich Homie Quan. But never fun when you lose lives like that, no matter how old you are. But R.I.P., man. R.I.P. Now, as we move on to other sectors, big football season, the kickoff weekend, everybody's excited about it, so I don't know about everybody else, but on Sunday mornings, that's me. If I ain't got to work to do, I ain't got to do an event early, I'm in front of the TV, chilling. I'm watching all the sports shows. I'm gearing up for 1 o'clock kickoff, you know what I mean? And here comes about 11:30, something like that. They make this announcement about Tyreek Hill getting detained. He's on my fantasy team. So I'm like, oh no, what's this? Tyreek Hill detained right before the show, right before the game. announced it as Tyreek Hill arrested and detained, put on pavement, face down, released soon after. That was basically what they were saying. And they went into town, bro. I mean, Wade went to town. They had Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, on. I don't know how this can happen, and like, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, Did you see the news on Sunday morning, bro, when that popped?
I saw the news, yeah, of course.
Now, what did you think to yourself when it popped off? What were you thinking as you're learning the facts? Like when it's unfolding to you, what are you saying to yourself?
I didn't really have a thought.
You didn't have
in real time. No. No.
My thought was, okay, we're definitely gonna have to learn about this. What was he doing? And what were the circumstances? You're right outside of your stadium. So what happened there? At first, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. I was a little mad. I was like, ooh, this don't sound right. This don't taste right. This don't look right. This is not right. And then as time goes on, footage comes out. Body cam comes out. And everybody's waiting for the big moment where this cop was just an asshole to Tyreek Hill, and just being a dick. And not for nothing, bro. It wasn't that cop's fault, man. Tyreek kind of deserved the treatment he got he kind of deserved what he got. I don't know about being put down on the ground, and all that, but like, when I get pulled over by a cop, the first thing I do is I roll down my window and I do one of two things. I either if it's nighttime, I put both my hands out the window, right? If it's daytime, I roll down the window and I put my hands 10 and 2, and I'm just waiting. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. This man left his window up. Did you see that footage? Am I explaining something to you that you saw already?
You got to go ahead and let you get yours off before I talk.
Okay. So Tyreek Hill did not conduct himself in the way I would think any human being would conduct themselves that's been pulled over before. He's not a dummy. He's not a little kid. He's been around the block. You know what I'm saying? He's driven a car before. I'm sure he's been pulled over before. When you get pulled over, you put your fucking window down. It's broad daylight. You know what I'm saying? It's a busy street. You're right outside your stadium. You roll your window down. You ask the officer, what did I do? Or if you fucked up, you say, yo, my bad. I'm late though. You know what I'm saying? You can start talking, chatting that way. Cool. But you don't start being a dick to the cop, not rolling down your window, telling him not to tap on your glass. Put up your window again. Put your fucking seatbelt on because he called you out for not having your seatbelt on, so that you can clearly see you putting your fucking seatbelt on after you rolled your window up. Roll your window back down and still being a dick. Yeah, I kind of think he should have been pulled out. And you can't pull this is on some racist shit, because that cop was brown as a motherfucker. He's some Spanish dude. So it's going to have a hard time convincing me that he was like taking a special prejudice towards this situation. I think he got mad because this dude is thinking who the F he is and not cooperating. That's my take on it. So at first I was all for Tyreek Hill. I'm like, yo, that's bullshit. How you gonna do him like that? He's a national athlete. Everybody knows who he is. He, say da 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 da. It's right before the game. You're a dick for doing that. When I saw the footage, my whole tune changed, and I felt like he did not conduct himself in a professional manner. What do you say?
Dan said, interesting, no thought, Black. I got thoughts. I was letting Gabe cook.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Dan?
I'm disappointed in you, Gabe. I'm disappointed in you. Let's talk about a few things when it comes to civil rights and liberties.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if Tyreek Hill was wearing a blood flag around his neck. I don't care if he called that cop a beaner, cracker, whatever derogatory term. I don't care if he gave him the middle finger. Being disrespectful with your mouth does not give you carte blanche to put your hands on me.
True.
Your uniform, your outfit, your badge, and your gun don't say if somebody's mean to you with their mouth, you get to put them in a chokehold.
Correct.
Which the officer did. Am I missing something here?
I think that you're missing the fact that
no, I'm not. Because did I say something wrong when I said you don't get to put your hands on me because you feel disrespected by my response or my tone?
That's true. No, that's true. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So you're doing a traffic stop. Tyreek said, "Don't bang on my window like that." He came with energy. I don't care if you don't like his energy. I don't care if you don't like how he was talking. I do not care. That's not a law that says I can't tell you not to bang on my window or I can't raise my voice.
Right.
As long as he is complying with what you say, that is a lawful order. Here's the reality. Tyreek can take his license out, put it up against the window of the car and show you that. And that's all he has to do. There was nothing about that traffic stop that warranted him being removed from his vehicle. See, here's what we're talking about: the law and your personal feelings.
Right.
You didn't think he had a gun on him.
Right.
You didn't smell drugs or marijuana, alcohol in his breath.
No.
So you have no reason to remove him from his vehicle. So if you do a traffic stop and I'm being pissy, you can be mad, but write me my ticket and let me go. Because you don't like my attitude doesn't give you the right to tell me to get out of my vehicle. I do not have to. And the reason why he was suspended is because he forcefully removed him from his vehicle. And by the way, y'all, you don't have to do that if they can't articulate for their own safety why you need to come out of your car. You don't have to exit. And people don't know their own rights. So whether Tyreek was being an ass, a dick, a jerk, it doesn't matter because they had no probable cause to move him from his vehicle. Not only did they open his door and pull him out, when he wasn't moving fast enough, that man put him in a rear naked choke. This happened.
It was momentarily, but he did.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
Doesn't matter how long.
Right.
Put him on the ground.
It does matter how long, though.
No, it does not, because you don't have the right to do that.
Let him hold on to that for 10 seconds, Black. And this conversation is so different. You're up in arms. You're standing on the tallest soapbox that you ever stood on. You know what I'm saying? So when the dude lets go, now it's still an issue. Okay?
What I'm saying is that you should have never touched that man in that way in the first place.
I think he needs to be more respectful and stop thinking.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't, because it's a freedom of speech in this country. That man can be as rude as
can't admit that he was being a dick.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just asking you. I'm just asking you. Yes or no? Was he being a dick?
Gabe,
was he being disrespectful?
I don't know what that means. I don't owe you a certain.
You're smart. You're smarter than a lot of people, and all of a sudden you don't know.
Can I answer your question?
No, you didn't answer.
I can't answer your question. Can I answer your question?
Yes, please do.
What level of respect does he have to give this other man because he's a police officer? The only thing you're legally obligated to do
roll down your window.
Hold up. That's not the legal definition. There is no law that says when a cop comes up, you must roll your window down. They need to articulate why they want you to follow an order. I see you can stretch it all you want to, but that's the reason why we're in a situation.
I'm still listening.
Here's my point. You're doing your job. It is not a law to be rude or to be observed as being rude or to be thought of as being rude or not nice while I'm doing my job.
Right.
I don't have to do shit but comply with lawful orders. I can smack my teeth every time you look at me. You better not touch me.
Right. Well, that's true. That's true.
So when you ask me, or when you say, Gabe, Tyreek should have acted better, should have handled it better. You know what I think? It's a fucking shame that as a black man, we have to think that way in the first place. I should just be able to be myself. And as long as I don't break any laws, I don't have any harm done to me.
So you're saying my approach when I personally get pulled over is not, I don't have to do that, you're saying?
I'm saying I've seen white folks curse out the cops, tear up tickets and all that shit and still get to drive away. Matter of fact, America's Dumbest Videos. Y'all remember that on the fucking True TV channel? There was a whole episode where it was white people being pulled over and being asses at traffic stops, and none of them got finked out.
That's true.
None of them got dragged out of their car. This happens all the time. You can tear up a ticket in the cop face. If a meter maid gives you a ticket, I'll piss in that shit. You better not do nothing to me.
Right.
The violation is what you gave me the ticket for. What I do with it after you give it to me, if I wipe my ass with it.
Oh, yeah.
Keep it pushing. So my point being is that man has a right to have whatever tone, face, look that he wants. That doesn't give you the right to put your hands on me, do a forced entry in a vehicle that is closed. You don't get the right to do that because you're a cop. And a traffic stop doesn't give you carte blanche to open my door. Never does.
Right.
You need a reason to cross that threshold. And they didn't have one. He's being rude. So, and that's what happened. It is racially motivated. It doesn't matter if the guy was Mexican. We can talk about how Spanish people in Miami specifically, in Lower Florida specifically, and what that dynamic looked like. But the reality is, Tyreek gave him some sass, and he wanted to say, I'm bigger and badder than you. I don't care about your car. I don't care about who you are. That's what he wanted to do.
What up, Rock? What up, Magic? Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, Black. But I will say this. The one thing that I really did like that Tyreek was trying to say in the press conference after the game, after he killed it, thank you very much for those points. He said, he's like, we're gonna handle this. We're gonna look into it more. He's like, I don't want this to keep happening, and maybe we can help rectify and make things better, right? And he was saying how I want to be a cop in the future and all this and that. But he brought it all back and he was like, I'm just nervous, or I'm just concerned, he said, about what it would be like if I wasn't Tyreek Hill, though. That part. And I kind of like, that kind of resonated with me. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, all right, so the same person who's too big to get pulled over and roll his window down is also thoughtful enough to say, damn, if this happened to me, what would it be if I wasn't me, though? And I was just a dude driving a car and that happened. You know what I mean? I don't get all this press. I don't get the spotlight. I don't get Drew Rosenhaus, chanting for me and like helping me. I don't have a bunch of teammates sitting there trying to help me. Like, it's now what? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to fight for that. That part I respected a lot. But when I saw that video, Black, you got to understand where I'm coming from. The picture that is painted on that Sunday morning when I'm just trying to enjoy some football and I got to get hit with the everyday shit that we get hit with every day, including on a football Sunday now too, right? It got painted like, yo, I did nothing wrong. I was a saint. I got pulled over. I handed the officer all of my paperwork and they mistreated me. That's the way they came off. You know what I'm saying? And then when you watch that body cam shit, that's not the scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like what you saying is true. Maybe what you saying is true. It don't matter if you're being a dick. It don't matter if you're being disrespectful. It doesn't matter if I told you don't tap on my window. You know what I'm saying? But like
none of that is a crime, by the way.
So none of that. No, 100%. I get that. When he tells him, because he tells him to get out of the car because Tyreek closes the window again.
So,
right?
Crime.
So in the middle of the cop trying to get his information and everything from him, he closes the window. So that's
you keep trying to make this a respect play. The cop felt disrespected and he overreacted. We're talking about the law, right? I don't care if you roll one up in your face.
I'm just talking about what that body cam footage is showing, and it's not.
What did it show besides the cop overstepping?
It showed Tyreek being a fucking dick
That's
about
not a
getting
crime.
pulled over.
Gabe, you got to stop saying that to me, bro.
But
being a dick is not a crime, bro.
It's not. But stop playing like you innocent and you didn't do nothing.
He was innocent because the only thing that he did was get pulled over for speeding, and he should have got a traffic ticket and let go. Like
and why you not
else.
wearing a seatbelt? You're a
then give him a ticket. That happens 50 million times a day.
You're a multi-million-dollar fucking entity, sport fucking athlete, and you're not gonna wear a seatbelt. You know, most accidents happen within 3 miles of your house.
That's true.
So what are you doing?
What they got to do with forcibly removing me from my vehicle?
I know. I get that part. And that's why there's gonna be litigation. That's why that dude is not out of a job, but he's on suspension right now. So I get it. But I just didn't like that they were playing that Tyreek was this super like he did nothing wrong. He was just going to work.
He was.
He wasn't. He was being a dick.
Bro. Yeah, nah, we're not gonna see eye to eye. That's okay. I need you to remember one thing, bro. When your civil liberties get violated, I want you to put yourself in this position right now when you be like, you know what? I shouldn't have smacked my teeth when the cop pulled me over illegally. I should have just sat there and let my rights get violated. I should have just did what they wanted me to do, no matter how they was treating me. I want you to feel the same way. As somebody who's endured this shit numerous times, when I haven't done anything, I know exactly what I'm saying. May come as a shock. Maybe it doesn't. It doesn't matter my demeanor towards you, police officer. If I'm not breaking the law, don't touch me.
Right.
And if we're doing what you consider a normal traffic stop, then do what you should do. Go write the ticket, run my license. If I can legally drive, I don't got no warrant, put the ticket in my windshield if I won't take it, and fucking leave. If he gave you his ID and roll the window back up, then walk the fuck away.
Right.
Because that's all you can ask him for. He don't got to answer your questions. He don't got to do shit. So see, we're talking about something, and I'm not missing it. You had his license. He rolled the window up. You didn't think you was a threat. Go run the goddamn license. Come back with a ticket. Tell him his court date. Send him on his way.
Yeah.
You felt disrespected, so you overstepped your fucking power.
He did. He did do that. He did do that. That's why I said early on, I don't know about the whole, putting him on the ground and the cuffs and all that bullshit, because that's just excessive. And I think that's at the end of the day, that's what's going to end up costing him his job and all that shit, because he did take it too far. That's why I said that in the very beginning. But I do have to say that.
That's right, Rock. Fifth Amendment. Go ahead, bro.
I'm done. Shout out to Rock. Shout out to Bunky. I see you guys. Being a dick is a misdemeanor or a felony. Rock.
No, I'm telling you, I'm surprised. I don't know where the hell Gabe is at today. This shit is killing me.
You have the Fifth Amendment. You have the right to remain silent. But he didn't remain silent.
Question.
But he didn't remain silent.
But if he wanted to say anything else but the answer to your question, so be it. He has a right to.
He does.
He could have stung the Star Spangled Banner during the whole traffic stop. You can't do shit. Write your ticket.
So do you think that it ended up just being a pissing contest between them two?
Where was the piss? What piss was Tyreek doing? The cop yoked out of his vehicle, trespass. By the way, that is trespassing.
It is.
Physically assaulted him, put him in a yoke, put him on the ground.
He did.
Illegally detained him for a traffic violation, which is not something you should be detained for. It's not. You should not be arrested in handcuffs for speeding.
I've never been.
Nope. Doesn't happen. So that's 5 things where he overstepped. So where was the piss at?
And a teammate got a ticket too.
Yeah.
I forget his name. I forget his name right now.
He tackled. Yeah. So where was the piss? Tyreek said, "Don't stop banging on my window like that. Nigga, I see you."
And I just thought it was weird too that he put the window up and then tried to put his seatbelt on. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Like
that's goofy. That don't mean you got to get your civil rights violated.
Like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? So with this whole situation, I think there is going to be, a head is going to roll. 1 or 2 heads are going to roll. I'm not sure exactly who. I don't know if they ended up like, they're talking about litigation now. Drew Rosenhaus was going in on this one. He couldn't wait to get on every network to chat about this. So I'm really,
yeah. He gonna fillet his ass.
He did. He I mean, on every network that had a microphone, he was talking to them, you know what I'm saying, about it. So like they definitely brought some awareness to it. But again, I go back to, I do like that Tyreek took that tact of, you know what I'm saying, what if my name wasn't Tyreek Hill? I do like that because it'll end up bringing some awareness to this where, somebody didn't really have to get hurt, you know what I'm saying? So at least there's that part. So I do see some good in it.
If a Rolls Royce didn't pull over and a Maybach didn't pull over, because it was two teammates that got hemmed up, didn't get pulled over, and they wasn't in front of Miami Dolphins Stadium,
right?
Might have went different. At a certain point where all these multi-million-dollar athletes pulling over, you need to stop. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So like, what would happen if your name wasn't Tyreek? The same thing happens every single day in America that doesn't get national headline news. This same fuck shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
fuck shit.
I like that he did that though. I do.
Campbell is a teammate. You right, Rock.
Yeah, Campbell. You a complied dude, aren't you, Gabe? Nah, I am a self-preservist though. You know what I'm saying? And I am gonna try to I'm gonna try to not shoot myself in the foot. That's just how I do it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told you when I get pulled over and it's nighttime, I don't want to get pulled over, first of all. So let me put that out there. But when I get pulled over, I put both my hands out the window if it's night. I put 10 and 2 if it's during the day. Window down. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. Does that make me a comply dude, or does it just make it so that I'm trying to set myself up so I'm not presenting any type of harm? You know what I'm saying? I ain't got shit. I ain't hiding shit. Here's my hands. You know what I'm saying? So what does that tell you, Rock? You know what I'm saying? I'm a law-abiding citizen for the most part.
I didn't know that was the law when you get pulled over that you have to stick your hands out the window.
I'm just not fucking with these cops, man. I'm just not.
See, I'm not disagreeing with you, bro. I'm saying like I also take extra precautions, but I didn't know that we had to.
Oh well,
I thought we were
the way I do it.
We were all people. I thought we just you don't get assaulted if you don't break the law. This whole you need to comply shit. Comply with what? Unlawful orders. Yeah. So that man told you pull out your dick and let me see it. You gonna do that because a cop told you to? That uniform, that ain't lawful. What they doing?
Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah, and of course, I was in a similar situation when I split all the when I spit out all the amendments they were violating. They left me alone. When you are armed with the law, they can't fuck with you. I get you, Rock. I do, and I will go check that guy out that you're talking about. Who's that? Sean Paul Reyes? You said. I'll go check that out. What up? We got Rec Boys in the building every Wednesday, 7 p.m. What's going on with them? So to put a little bow on this whole situation, we're gonna hear about it again because of Drew and Tyreek's high profiles with the whole situation, and the fact that the NFL is involved, and you know what I mean. So we're gonna hear about it again, and I am curious to see what type of resolution they come out with, what type of litigation comes out from all this. And I don't know, is it something that could possibly get some, dare I say, reform? Can it go that way? I don't know. You know what I mean? You tell me. But
reform? Nah. As long as people have power, people gonna abuse power.
So while we're here, Black, you had mentioned that we don't have to go down to Miami-Dade for this type of ish to be happening, right? It can happen in our backyard. So I know you want to talk a little bit about that. Some things that went down in our own town of New Biddy, the city, a couple weeks ago.
Couple weeks ago, young brother got. How else do I even frame it? I don't listen. I live out here. I want to be careful what I'm saying for y'all. Y'all report me. There was a police interaction with a black man in the city of Newburgh for failure to whatever get out of the street means. I don't know what that is. He wasn't blocking traffic. It was nighttime. He was walking. But they ended up with 3 officers restraining this man with their fists and kicks while he was on the ground, and also tasers. For what I know, he wasn't bigger than them. I didn't hear about drugs involved. Like, you on PCP or something. You got that crazy strength. It wasn't nothing like that. This is from all intents and purposes, it was a sober, regular person who I guess was on the street that the police were doing something going, and they didn't want him in that area. And when he didn't move fast enough, they went and put hands all upon this man and restrained him on the concrete while also moving their fist and feet back and forth and using tasers on this man. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Why the excessiveness, right?
Well, we know why. Why you yoking Tyreek Hill out of a fucking $200,000 McLaren in front of Miami's Dolphin Stadium?
Shout out Beast.
What the fuck was? Matter of fact, what was he go? All right, let me say this because I think maybe I should have said this before. If you're trying to preserve life, I'm okay with a little force. There are times when it makes sense. There are times when what you doing don't mean or do or affect anything meaningful in anybody else's life, but that moment that you're in. Here's what I mean. You know that there are rules and engagements to car chases. If you saw me steal a $10, t-shirt from Walmart and I get in the car and I'm doing 90 on the freeway the wrong way, the cops shouldn't chase you for that. Actually, they're supposed to stop because the crime that you committed is not worth the lives put in at risk to have you driving the way you're driving. They're supposed to actually stop chasing you. Right. Because it's a $10 shirt and it's not worth it. Now, if you just murk 10 people and you're trying to get away, we gonna run down on you. But at a certain point, it's like, do I risk everybody on the highway for a guy who stole a fucking t-shirt from Walmart? No, you don't. So use common sense. What you saying, Black? If Tyreek was speeding, that was dumb, right? Outside the stadium, super dumb. give him a ticket. But here's what I would tell you. He's in front of the stadium. He's pulled the fuck over, right? He's not going anywhere, correct? You're not in high-speed chase. Whatever disrespect that you felt, I hate to bring it back here, but this is speaking to the Newberg incident too. What was the point of you yoking him and putting him on the ground? Who were you protecting?
Right.
Yourself from disrespect? What was the life in harm?
Right. That's
there
why
was none.
Too far with that. Right.
So this whole shit about compliance, there needs to be an equal response to what you're telling people to comply with. If that man was walking down the road, and let's just say because cops do this, they were investigating something over there in the area.
Right.
I don't fucking know. Looking for a gun on the side of the road. Who fucking
whatever.
knows? Right. But whatever. And this guy was too close to y'all, and you told him to move, and he said, nah. Unless somebody's life was in danger, why three of y'all run down, slam him, yoke him up, stomp him out, and tase him when he wasn't the suspect you were looking for?
Right.
Why is that the response? Right. Who are you protecting in that moment? Or are you just trying to force compliance because you think you have a right to tell niggas what to do? And this is when I talk about overstepping your power. And as long as people have power that's disproportionate, it will always be fucking abused.
Right, because humans are humans.
That man not walking fast enough away from the street in Newburgh don't mean go beat him the fuck up.
Nope.
As long as he ain't coming towards you, what is the goddamn harm? What are you afraid of? Why are you reacting that way?
Yeah.
This is what pisses me off and why I get in my soapbox, because it be little shit. Little shit. So the next time people in the comments talking about if you just comply when you get pulled over, you don't get your ass stomped out. Why don't you think about what that person was doing and is it worth the reaction that you're getting? If I failed to signal and I merged and there was no one around, I didn't make anybody swerve and it was an honest mistake, whatever the case may be. Or I did it on purpose because I'm bad at driving. You pull me over and you tell me that. If I look stanky at you, good, whatever. It's still, I didn't flick a goddamn handle. I didn't actually cause nobody to crash. I didn't break the flow of traffic. I didn't do anything to harm somebody. Let it the fuck go. Because then when that person pulls out a pistol on you and shoots an officer, everybody wants to be like, "What was the cop?" But it's like, why the fuck are you going so hard about this thing?
Yep. Comments are going crazy out here. Shout out to the Beast. I see you, bro. He said it's all ego and fake pride. And that he feels like homeboy over in Newberg, mentally he might not get over it, but is he okay physically? Physically, I heard, he's in the hospital and all that. I mean, he got the beats put on him. People in authority.
But hey, bro.
People in corporate life, you don't comply, you just grant you PTO.
Okay. That's what made me laugh, Andy.
People in authority use it for ill purpose. That's the old adage. It's just that there's a good portion of humans that when they do get power, they use it in inappropriate ways. And that's the truth. And I do think a lot of ego does get built into that. Once you obtain that authority or power, there's some sort of ego that comes along with that. And to shake that, to make that look like it's not respected in the public's eye, or you feel like this person isn't respecting your G, then they just go in and do these weird things where they're physically harming people for no reason. And it always...
I wore a uniform and I never wanted to flex on nobody because of it.
Right.
Is it just me? Like, what the fuck?
Rare breed. I think the people with common sense nowadays, I mean, I shouldn't say that. I think the people with basic sense nowadays are few and far between. And I think a lot of them are right here in our comments and on this show right now. There's not a lot of us. There's 9 of us total right now. You know what I'm saying? 9 of us total, including me and you, right? We're the only ones with sense right now. And my Facebook community is huge, man. I got, like 1,500 people here, 700 people there, another 1,100 on YouTube, another 3,000 on Instagram, and there's 9 of us here talking about the real. You know what I'm saying? So no, it's few and far between the people who have basic sense, brother. I will tell you that. I know that from facts, from just living life.
Qualified immunity needs to be removed. They hide behind this. Yo, Rocky, I've been beating this fucking drum for a long time, bro. I'm so sick of this blanket fucking Either all cops suck or back the blue no matter what.
Right.
And it's just that's not reality.
No,
it's just not. And clothing doesn't change people from being people. And if you can understand, let me take this a little bit differently. A lot of people don't like their bosses, and I guarantee you that not every boss is a jerk. They just do things that you don't like. They have to make decisions that you don't agree with. They have to enforce policies that you may not want to follow. But a running adage is, if I said, do you like your boss or nah? I bet you, I don't know, 75% of people would be like, not really, I don't care for them, or they're neutral, right? That's just one of those things that we accept. And why is that? Well, because they have authority over me. People don't like authority. People don't like power, whatever the case may be. But those are just people, right? Right, Gabe? Right. Your boss is a person.
Yes.
Okay.
Soon to be AI.
Sure. I bring up this point because being a police officer, tough job. Lots of situations you could be in where your life is at risk. You run towards danger. Totally understand it. The thing that I get upset by is the outsized responses to the things that we're enforcing. If you ever saw somebody shooting up a school, which we'll get to in a moment, and you ran down on them and you body slammed them and you stomped them out and you tased them 50,000 times, even after you disarmed them, I wouldn't complain. But I don't see that. And this topic you're about to talk about, sorry for the segue, Gabe. We're going to talk about these 3 school shootings and how these 3 white boys who killed multiple people at these schools in this past week, all of them were brought in safe. So you want to beat up Tyreek Hill, you want to stomp out niggas in Newburgh for jaywalking or for being mean to you while they're in their car, right? But a motherfucker shooting up a school and killing kids in your community, killing teachers, you arrest them.
That part.
And you're not even violent with them. And they're armed.
That part.
We're going to talk. Let's get there, bro. We're going to fucking talk.
We're here right now. B said it's often based on who you are before you put on the uniform. Yeah, I agree with that, because that's why I said humans. I don't even have to specify a cop. I just humans. That's what I'm talking about, Beast. That's exactly what I meant by that. So yes, I agree with you. I think we both agree with you. They get hugged and taken into a fucking Burger King. I know, man.
Big Whopper, bro. Milkshake.
We're like, what the fuck? So it wasn't just one shooting, unfortunately, and this is happening way too often, man. It's what the fuck. So now it went from 1 school to 3 schools in over a matter of 4 days.
Yo, 4 hours ago, another one was at it.
So a 4th one?
The 3rd one.
Oh, the 3rd one. Yeah. So, I don't know how to get ahead of this part, but I did want to talk about how in Georgia that they're holding the parent accountable for this situation. And at first I didn't know how to take that. At first I was like, yup. And then I was like, well, hold up. And I was like, no, it's yup. You got to hold him accountable because he probably taught him that way. But then I'm saying he probably. So I wanted to ask y'all in the comments, and you, Black, you know what I'm saying? Is that the right tack to go?
Yes.
Because the kid's a minor, we got to go ahead and go after the parent too?
That's not why they did it.
Talk about it. Inform me. Shit.
Oh, okay. Sure. So the father bought the son the AR-15 for his 15th birthday, gave him the firearm and the bullets.
Right.
The kid told him that he wanted to shoot up some shit. Right. The mom was also aware and tried to warn the school after the fact. So yes, when you give a minor a fucking rifle because you bought it for him and ammunition and give it to him, and you know that the year, matter of fact, I'm getting ahead of myself. The previous year before you bought him the rifle,
right,
he was talking about shooting up a school. So you bought him a gun so he can shoot up a school. And then when he told you about the first day of school that he had and getting bullied, you sent him back to school and he still had the rifle. So your son said, I want to shoot up a school. 6 months later for Christmas, you give him a gun. And then his first day of school, he says, I got bullied. I'm going to shoot that bitch up. You still don't take the gun. And then the second day of school, he shoots 6 people.
Yeah. That's why.
Go to jail.
Yeah.
Do not let go.
Right.
I hope they rape you every night.
Right. Right, because that decision right there, you changed so many lives right there with that decision. So okay, so my initial reaction was a true and good one then, and I feel better about it. But like it is true. It's like where does the accountability start and stop, right? For parents. Like why are people so disconnected from reality? Like, did the father not think that something like that would actually happen?
Did you hear the conversation, or did you see the text message between the
No,
parent and the child?
no.
Well, the mom said, "I'm only upset that you got caught, not that you did it." Gabe, you're asking these questions as if something wrong is here. Something here is wrong besides the parents being culpable. The mom told her son, "I'm only upset that you got caught,
Wow.
not
Wow.
that you did it."
Wow.
So what do you mean should the parents be held accountable?
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
If you give a psychotic young man
Yeah.
a firearm,
Yeah.
knowing they want to shoot up people, and you do that for him and send him on his way.
Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
Aiding and abetting. You should catch every fucking body. Yes, Bunky. The mom, after the shooting, was texting with the son saying, "I'm sad that you got caught."
Right. That's fucking horrible, man. That is horrible. I agree with that. Does it go beyond 18? No, it probably does. It probably should go beyond 18. I know legally, you're your own person.
Culpability? I mean, nah, once you're an adult, right? So I'm cool with that. And also, if you want to get into accountability, I want to have that conversation, but I don't want to step all over these three schools and what's going on.
No. I just wanted to touch on the Georgia one first because that part of it, I was like, when I told you when I saw that, I was like, yep, and then you start thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, but I thought about it with just the facts that I had at that moment. I hadn't known about the rest of it, so it all makes sense now. So
now,
if anybody was in
Bunky,
the dark like me, now they not.
They didn't arrest her, Bunky, because unfortunately, telling your son you wish he got away with it is not a crime. So they didn't arrest her. And apparently she didn't conspire it with him. But they got the dad. He catching every charge that his son catching. A reduced version, but every charge.
Shout out to Beast who's able to see both sides of the coin because his wife is a state trooper for 18 years. So
180 years is what he's facing. Because he's a minor, he can't get the death penalty, even though they're charging him as an adult. So 180 years without parole. Wow. Max he can get.
But the fact that he's alive to tell that story is crazy, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
So we've talked a few times. I mean, I think we was doing the show when Uvalde happened a couple years ago in Texas.
Absolutely.
I mean, the nightclub shooting in Orlando. Just a bunch of shit. I just want to call out this right quick though because I thought it was worth talking about. We're talking about Colt Gray, 14-year-old shooting up at school in Appalachia in Georgia. We also had a shooting in Omaha, Nebraska 4 or 5 hours ago at this point. Northwest High School in Omaha, Nebraska. 15-year-old killed another 15-year-old over an argument in the bathroom, put out a gun, hit him once in the chest. And then Baltimore, Japantown High School on Friday, 16-year-old who they're not naming yet because he's a minor, obviously. But killed a 50-year-old boy named Warren Grant. This happened on Friday in Baltimore, Japantown High School. Some things in these instances, it may be easy to overlook, but let's talk about what's obviously in front of us. All three cases, 15, 16-year-old young white man. 2 of the 3 cases, known mental health issues. And I'm not saying they crazy. It's not an excuse. These are people just who are talking about harming people. The kid in Japantown, I believe, was the one that wrote it in his fucking diary, shared it with his friends. He wanted to shoot somebody. Want to know what it felt like. Did that. I'm not even mad. I just want to shoot somebody. I just want to do that. Call of Duty got me. Fucking listen, y'all not hearing me, bro.
That's tough.
Let's talk about what you're afraid of. This is called a callback. You afraid of a man jaywalking? because he's black? You afraid of a multi-millionaire driving a McLaren in broad daylight at 12 o'clock noon, going to his job? You afraid of him?
Right.
But you're not afraid of white kids who came to Buffalo and shot up a supermarket and killed 30 fucking people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You understand now.
Live fucking streaming.
Yeah.
Killing 30 fucking people indiscriminately.
Yeah, that part's true.
And you don't even put a hand on these niggas.
In fact.
They go out and commit multiple homicides, multiple murders. They don't even get slammed to the ground. They get fed. Because you're not afraid of a white person with a gun who's actually using the fucking gun.
Right.
Who's actually killed people.
Right.
But you're afraid of somebody black driving a McLaren.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't fucking hear me.
No, you chatting right now. What about what's
go
up?
Ahead.
No. I'm just saying. What's up? The other school situations. Let's touch on them. What else do we need to touch on? Do we need to touch on anything else with the other two? I didn't want to leave them out.
It wasn't super deep. It was just like, look at this. Like, this is a real problem, right? Like every year, I actually pulled up some stats. I got real stats because I like to be informed and shit like that. I want to make sure I can have an intelligent conversation about this topic because it's pissing me off. Hey, Gabe. If you had to guess, how many people were killed in school shootings last 5 years?
How many what?
People were killed.
I don't know. In the last 5 years, too many.
488.
Wow. Okay.
Notice I said school, not college.
Right.
School.
Right.
Middle, high school. Hey, Gabe, how many have happened this year? We've only heard about 3 or 4. How many do you think happened this year?
I don't know. A lot.
49 people have been shot in a school shooting, and that's only accounting for 6th through 12th grade.
You said 49?
49 people already.
Wow.
49 people. Bro, we've been in school for a week.
Wow.
Yo, I'm laughing because you was close, Norris. I'm laughing because it's fucking sad. Gabe, what do you think as a society we should be focused on? Perceived threats or threats that are actually taking place and happening?
I mean, logic tells you the actual threat that's happening.
I'm gonna ask this question, and anybody watching on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you may be at, please feel free to answer. I keep hearing that everything ain't racially motivated, and I agree. Everything's not.
Right. But
are white folks afraid of black people in general? And is that racism? Because I'm telling you, it is. If a white man can walk through a crowd, can walk through a Black Lives Matter movement, shoot people and get off. If a white man can shoot up a grocery store, kill 30 people, right? And be brought in peacefully. If white boys who aren't even grown yet can go to school, and matter of fact, these officers who are in these areas, their kids go to these schools.
Right, of course.
They went to those schools. These are not, this is not Chicago where there's 55,000 schools. These are small towns. They know the teachers. So if 15-year-old white boys can go to school and shoot up classrooms and then be talked down and brought in, you telling me every black person needs to catch a bullet or a beating every time we interact with them? You telling me it's not racism? Then what the fuck is it?
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to label that then either. You asked a question though. Are white people scared of black people, and is that racism? That's crazy right there. Because I do think people will do the most acting out when they're scared, when they fear something. You know what I'm saying? That's when you do the most acting out.
Those kids were running from that kid who was shooting up the school. They all over the news giving their accounts. They were afraid of a white boy with a gun. Why weren't the cops afraid? Because when you're afraid, you act, right? Tyreek scared you. Black man scared you. Nigga jaywalking scared you, right? George Floyd had a counterfeit 20. He scared you. Whatever. We scared you being alive. You wasn't afraid of a person with a gun shooting kids?
Right.
That didn't scare you.
Right. That part.
Gabe, in all 3 of those shootings, did you know that there was no shots fired between the suspect and the officers? Not one. All 3 times. 3 different cities, 3 different states, 3 different police departments. Not one fucking round was fired towards the person who was shooting up a school. Not one. Not a single round. 3 cities, 3 states, 3 different schools, all white boys. Not a single shot was fired towards the perp. In each one of those school shootings, they killed somebody. You're not afraid of somebody who's murdering people, but you're afraid of me for jaywalking?
Yeah.
Y'all make it make fucking sense.
Yeah. That part. The imbalance there is just so crazy and undeniable. You know what I mean? It's just up to us, people like us, to talk about it and keep talking about it. And then ultimately you want action about it, you know, ultimately, because, you know, we need that. But like I say to you all the time, how do we get there, man? I don't know how to get there, bro. I really don't. I don't have the answer on this one. Usually I'm such a people person and a problem solver. But on stuff like this, like, it's hard because, you know, like we were saying before, humans be humans. They be feeling the way they feeling. They be doing what they want to do. You know, that can be really illogical at times. And it just plays a major role in a lot of the dumb shit that we see. Like when, you know, ladies are getting shot in their face in their own house, you know, like there's no real way. There's no real way to provide an answer for that. I pray for a day where we all have an understanding of the other side, because I
pray for a day when white folks stop being afraid of black people for existing.
That's what I'm saying.
All the night. No, you're not. You saying kumbaya. I'm sorry, Gabe. I'm not angry at you.
No, I'm just saying.
To be clear when it comes to what we saying here. You talking about kumbaya, and I'm not. Because black folks don't go and shoot up schools, and black police officers are not being taken down for going into white homes and killing unarmed people. That's not happening outside.
Right.
So let's talk about reality. I told you there was 49 shootings this year in school, middle and high school. How many people who carried out those shootings were non-whites? Take a guess, Gabe. I got an answer for you, but take a guess. 49 people, right? 32 different shootings. That's how many there were. 32, 49 victims. Gabe, how many were non-white?
32 actual occurrences. So 1.
Just 1. What race was that person?
Spanish.
Hispanic. Exactly. Not black. Gabe, if the United States is a country full of young white teenage killers, because by the way, every black person's a hoodlum. We're a thug. You're a gangbanger. Every single one of them. So let me make some generic statements across the board based on actual facts. If every young white 15-year-old boy with blonde hair who gets bullied will murder somebody, why don't we lock them all up?
Right.
Why ain't they being racially profiled?
Right.
Y'all gotta talk to me. Am I saying something crazy?
Let's see what Buck Norris says. But how many gang shootings by kids who were black under 17 in the same time frame, though? Was
the gang shooting them going into a school and shooting people who they had no beef with? Was the gang shooting them pulling people over in a vehicle and the act of the job and actually doing something to them? Or were they killing each other? There's the gang conversation, which is separate than somebody violating your rights or somebody harming you when you have nothing to do with what they have going on. These school shootings ain't because I had beef with you and I went and took out my op. They just shoot anybody. So when you're trying to equate gang violence, right, to what we're talking about here, you've missed the point. Just so you can have a counterpoint, Buck. I'm with you, bro, but you way off base here. This ain't a question of do black people commit crimes. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Right.
But let me flip what the actual conversation is. How many black school shooters have you seen?
Right.
I just told you we had 3 this week. They were all 50-year-old white boys with blonde hair who were bullied. What you got to say to the facts?
We said,
and once again, why are we not afraid of them when they keep killing kids? Ain't that our most precious commodity? Don't you care about our kids being killed? Why aren't they being racially profiled? Why isn't every 50-year-old white boy with blonde hair going through some kind of psych evaluation? How come when you see them, you don't clutch your purse?
So, Buck, I don't know how to take this comment right here. How many white gangster shooters have you seen? I could tell you I've seen a lot of white people portraying to be gangster. That's number one. Number two, I'm not sure where you're coming from with that one, though.
Yeah, you way off point. This seemed like a black and white thing, and that's not what this is. Not from this framework.
Right.
I'll give you this. I'll give you the part. Maybe you missed me when I told you that this conversation is not about every cop being bad, right?
No, it's not.
This is not about every white person being bad.
Right.
I'm making a point with an extreme to make my point. So let me be very clear. So we're on the same page, Mr. Norris. I like talking to people who have different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think every white person is going to shoot up a school because I'm logical and I'm not fucking racial. I'm not a racist, right? And I'm not ignorant. I don't think every white boy is going to go shoot up a school and take out his anger and play Call of Duty in real life. I don't think so. What I am saying is people talk about the job of being a police officer as being one of the most dangerous jobs you can have. Absolutely right. And now people react poorly when they fear for themselves when they're in dangerous situations. Completely makes sense. And what I said was, if the demographic of people doing these things are non-blacks, why do you kill George Floyd? Why do you shoot Sonya Massey in her home in the fucking head, right? Why do you beat up Tyreek Hill outside of Dolphin Stadium when he's going to work? Why do you act so aggressively toward black people who are doing traffic violations or nothing but calling you for help? When someone is shooting up a school, you don't react with the same kind of force. That is a fair question to ask. If you fear what people might do, you're telling me the only predicator is somebody's skin color, except looking at the fact that the perps that shoot up our schools are every single time white. All of them are white. Not one black, not one outlier. So if they're always white, why aren't you afraid of them if that's why you're harming black people? So if you're not racist, they just fit the role. Doesn't a 15-year-old white boy fit a shooter role? Yes, that's my point. I'm being extreme to make the point. Right. White kids shoot up schools. So why don't they profile white kids? And why, when they go in and they approach them shooters, they never fire a shot? Why that kid last week shot 6 people, killed 3, right? Colt Gray, and is in court today. Why they ain't kill him when he was killing kids? And if you're that afraid, why you didn't pull the trigger when he was killing kids? But you'll shoot Sonya Massey in the face because she had a pot of water that you told her to pick up. How does that make sense? How does that make sense?
But I just want to make it clear to everybody out there, I don't want y'all to get back at us and be like, it wasn't the same person, we understand that. We understand that. But it's the behavior is so, I don't want to say it like that. There's consistencies in the behavior when these events unfold. There's a certain consistency there. And that's what we're speaking to right now. You know what I'm saying? We are not saying that the same person that did that to Tyreek is the same person that was down in Sonya Massey's home. That's not what we're saying. But what we are saying is that 2 totally separate situations, but there's one common denominator in there. That's what we're saying, right? That's what you're trying to say. So I just want to make that clear, because I could already hear the people saying, but it's not the same people, it's not the same person. But the problem is a lot of times they act like they are, because they're taking the same course of action.
They're wearing the same uniform.
Right. Wearing the same uniform. Right. Same 7-point badge or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get it. Man. And before, Black, you kind of put words in my mouth when you said I want a kumbaya. That's not what I want. What I'm asking for, makes sense. I'm just saying I pray for a day where we have an understanding from all perspectives. I pray that people who don't have perspective gain perspective, and understand what it's like and what it could be like to just have a different pigment to my skin and be automatically labeled something and automatically going to be treated a certain way because of that. You know what I'm saying? I wish that there was a better understanding to that across the board. That's what I say. So if you say that's kumbaya, cool. But I'm just saying, I wish we could all have that understanding about each other and those perspectives, because I think a lot less of this shit would happen.
But see, here's why I fight against that, Gabe. And I agree with your point. It is kumbaya, though. I agree with your point, though. Here's my flip. Gabe, do we hear where black police officers are doing this to white people?
No.
Ever?
No.
So, this is one problem. It's not that we're not committing crime. It's not that we're not bad to each other. I'm saying We're talking about the authority anger. We're talking about fear. We're talking about policing in this country and how it disproportionately affects black people. It just does. So if it's an understanding thing, right? But we, meaning black people, don't do this to white people with any kind of regularity. Fair enough for me to say?
Peace.
Then how is it? How do we both need understanding? It seems to me that only one side doesn't understand. What are we doing to make you think that we don't understand? Because we're not out here doing that.
Right. Exactly.
And that's why I said kumbaya, not to be dismissive of your point, because it's a valid point. But I don't think black people are confused. And I don't think we want to walk around flexing on white people that were cops and killing them. I don't think that's happening.
Right. Have you ever, because I know I have, and I want to know if you have you ever purposely tried to, like, not disarm, because I'm not saying it's like a heated situation. Have you ever like purposely tried to put someone at ease because you knew that they probably are thinking a certain way because of their skin color and your skin color?
Of course, I tried to few situations.
Yeah.
That's just trying to make it home tonight. Of course.
Yeah. I
just shouldn't have to around police.
Right. You shouldn't have to. Right. But I just wanted to know, like, because I think, it can't be all guns blazing all the time. Right. Like sometimes there is cause, like you want to diffuse shit before it escalates, before it becomes like, because you want to get home. You know what I mean? Let me see. So almost all my black friends, to the point that they cracking jokes. I used to be able to drive, and now they say, nah, Buck, I'll drive. All right, Buck. All right. But I do hear black cops hurt black citizens.
They absolutely do. That's just, we could talk about this being bad people as a whole. That just wasn't the conversation. You want to talk about how the world is fucked up and we all hurt each other? We do. We're dumb. We fight people over dirt that we don't own. And in 80 years when we're in the dirt, it's not gonna matter anymore. We'll kill people that say that we control shit. Russia's invading Ukraine because the fucking 30 years ago in the Soviet Union, Ukraine had a boundary imaginarily drawn around Ukraine, and now they want it back. And it's fucking dumb, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. So people as a whole, we're stupid. We constantly do this fuck shit. You want to talk about that? I can every single week. But this week, I'm referencing how school started 3-4 days ago, and everybody's getting shot up. And I think that is a more pertinent point when school just started and these white kids are shooting up these fucking schools than talking about how fucked up society is, because they're fucked up every day of the week.
That's me every moment of my life, just trying to make it home. P.S. I live in South Carolina, where you can just carry out and about.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a free carry state. Yeah, no,
no. That shit over here. We gonna have you bagged.
You be in Rikers real quick. What's up, Rikers? How you doing?
What you was doing, bro? Had that thing.
Yeah. We joke about it, but that's what happens.
Listen though, before Gabe goes on, Buck, I appreciate you watching, brother. And I appreciate the conversation. And I also will tell you this: I'm not always this amp, but I get passionate about. Just so you know, I get passionate about shit that's affecting my community, my people, and it's not this black versus white thing with me. It's not, I promise, right? But my point of view is that of a black man. So while I'm logical, I am also who I am. I am who I am, and I walk these streets as I am. So I face these same things. I face the weird pullovers. I face the weird energy, right? I've worn a uniform. I've protected and served. I've done all that shit. So my perspective is a real one because I've been on both sides of that fence. So I speak about it from that perspective. But I promise you, we also have fun, Buck. So keep tuning in.
Absolutely. Agree with you on that. We as a whole are stupid. I agree with that. No, I say that all the time. It's like there's few and far between of people who have basic sense. And that's just how it be, man. So
I'm turned down now. You got it, Gabe.
Cool. Well, thank you. So now that there's 17 minutes left in the show, Black is giving back the show. But I really do agree, and I'll always be one to have these discussions because they're important. And whether you agree 100% with me or 100% with Black or whatever it is, both of us are on the side of being a humanitarian, and being able to kill none, let none die happily. Like we really want that. That's what we want. But when you're served with all these different injustices and this weird shit that be happening and racism and prejudice out there, I personally feel like it's kind of our duty to put these things on the forefront so that people out in this community, in this world, they see two men, you know what I'm saying, that are productive in the communities, you know, have mortgages, have a life about them. You know, we're not out here just thugging and shit. And this is what we want to talk about to make,
I'm thugging. I'll call that.
But to bring some awareness to it all is the important part for me.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So, you know, sometimes I joke and sometimes I do try to take a different route because, you know, I think we all kind of fall into this, you know, you kind of go with the wave, you know what I mean? And you just kind of ride that wave with the people and all that. And I do like to disrupt that sometimes and just make sure, like, let's really talk about what we're saying though. So when I bring a different perspective on the Tyreek Hill thing, it's by design because I want to have that conversation because you know, Black 1000% that there are people sitting down going, Tyreek deserved that because of this.
Yep. Absolutely.
So that needed to be discussed here, you know what I'm saying, and retorted by you. So I appreciate that. You know, that it's just what we do. Aside from that and the mayhem that happens in this crazy world that we live in, you know, there's been some other things going on. We got a debate going on tonight. You know, I hope y'all are going to tune into that. I know Bunky's going to be tuned in with that. I know she probably had a whole discussion at 6:00 today about that.
Big Bunk. What's up, Big Bunk?
I'm looking forward to watching it. I am, you know, I'm disappointed that there's no audience because I think that adds a certain level of energy. And I think, you know, people act different in front of people, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you're used to being in front of a camera, the camera becomes invisible. That's why reality TV shows give you so much sauce as they get through the season and it gets deeper into the season. You'll notice that in reality shows, the shit gets crazier and you learn more intimate things because they kind of forget that the camera's there. You know what I'm saying?
Some of it's scripted.
Well, yeah, of course. But
yeah, they tend to set up the scenarios. But yes, the reactions of the people tend to be closer to authentic. And they don't think about the camera anymore. Yeah.
Right. So in this scenario, you know, I really, really would have loved for there to be an audience there and to see this really play out like the way it's really supposed to be. But I'll take it. The thought going into it for me is that, okay, Kamala is just going to make him look stupid. She's going to make very good points against all of his counterpoints over and over again. He's probably going to do or say something very dumb and disrespectful.
And he's going to win. You know why he's going to win?
Why?
Because there's no real-time counter. There's no crowd being like, did you really just say that? Or damn, that was dumb. Holding him accountable to what he's saying. Because on the internet, a video of him saying something stupid plays different.
Right.
It'll go viral on TikTok.
Yes.
It'll be funny to watch a disrespect.
Yes.
But in real time, the people who care, they'll hold him accountable with how they respond. So I actually think not having the crowd, while that's what he wanted, it actually benefits him. But I don't think that was his goal, was to remove him so that he can look better, because he'll say whatever he wants in front of people. That's not his issue. See what I mean? So I think it benefits him, though I don't think he thought it was. And it is. It's going to look good. He ain't got to make no sense because he's going to have all the quotables, all the sound bites, all the dumb shit, and it goes viral. And people almost divorce the fact that, yo, they talking about being the president of this country. You just think it's funny that he said some dumb shit? You don't care about nothing, nothing.
Right.
MAGA shit, make America great again, and fuck Kamala Harris. That's what you care about.
Right. And that's crazy. Funny.
And that's your president.
And that's crazy. And that's crazy. That's 1,000% crazy. You know, it's a crazy world we live in now, where we're in the situation where it's almost laughable, but it's still true. I think you would still say today that you still see a path where this dude becomes president.
Yeah.
Because I do.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a path. There's definitely a path. I think my feeling, my gut tells me the only way he doesn't win, let me say it like this. If it was a straight up the presidential cycle and Roe v. Wade wasn't on the table, I think he would win 8 out of 10 times against Kamala. I really do. The only way I see him not winning this election is if enough of the people who actually care about human reproductive rights that are on the other side of the aisle vote against them. You got to turn one or two of those states that would vote for Trump to the blue side for him to win. And I think the only way that happens is if the people, and there are lots of Republicans, by the way, who do think that abortion should be legal to some extent, and it shouldn't be this hard fucking line that people have. If they vote, Kamala can win. If they don't actually vote with what they're saying in the polls and in these groups and on these articles, then I think Trump would win. I don't think she's a strong candidate for president, what I'm saying. And I think if any Republican candidate was up there besides Trump, who was just a normal 60-year-old rich white dude, he would just win. I don't think she profiles well in a presidential race. I just don't. I don't. But because it's Trump, I think she can win because Roe v. Wade is on the table.
Yeah. You know, she's well spoken. She looks the part. She's smart. She's educated. You know, I personally don't know a lot about this woman.
I think black people would look at her and be like dismissive. I think we'd be more hyper focused on the fact she got a white husband, and we'd be saying shit like, "Of course she does." You know what I mean?
That's what I'm seeing on the internet, bro. That's what I'm seeing.
What I'm saying is that it would be louder, though. What I'm saying is that I don't think she would get any kind of push. I think that shit with her fucking voting track record of locking up blacks disproportionately and throwing away the tea, I think that would be the entire conversation.
Well, right.
But because it's Trump, that shit is louder than her lack of being a good candidate.
I think the reason to Bunky's question, I think the answer to that is that I've always said that the president, any president, basically is really just the puppet. It's like being a hand puppet. You know what I mean? So I don't think anybody ever listened to the words coming out of the president's mouth or the candidate's mouth, because it's the party behind it, really, right? Like just with this whole Project 2025 thing. That's not really Trump's agenda. Trump ain't make that up. He don't care about that. Trump cares about money, and we can all agree. We all agree Trump cares about money, okay? Real estate and bitches. That's what he cares about. He don't care about nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Melania. Because I actually think she's probably a nice person. Every time she talks, I just get that vibe like she's like, what the fuck?
Right. You know? So he did not create Project 2025. That's the whole Republican Party that wants that.
I wouldn't go that far. That's a civilian section of people who felt this way, and there are other people pushing that narrative. Yes, that
happened to fall on the Republican side.
Okay, fair enough. When I think of it in that term, I think of it like our Congress members in our House and our senators. I'm saying I don't think that's them in a cabal coming up in 2025. I think it's just general Republican civilians, right? And then that message is spreading. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah. We have to agree with that because I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. He's not a great businessman. He's a con artist, and people from NY or surrounding areas know that. I mean,
the Trump empire was built by his daddy.
Yeah.
I think that's a different conversation, though.
It is.
Yeah, it is. I'm not here to talk about his business acumen.
No.
It is what it is.
I can't believe that he's running for president again. Like, this is crazy. It's crazy, bro. You know, like, okay.
Third time, yeah.
So, dude fucked up when he was 22, caught a felony, did his time.
Yeah.
Whatever, came home.
Can't vote.
He can't vote.
Can't vote.
But this dude did all this shit, got convicted on him.
You could say he's a felon, a 32.
Right. Now, I didn't want to quote the number because then people start killing me. But he's a multiple
30,
felon.
30 plus felons.
30 plus. Yeah. And he could run for president. Like, this shit don't make sense, Black. Can you make that part make sense? Am I missing something? Okay.
We know. Well,
peace, Buck.
God. I hate when Gabe do this, and we got to talk about math. Listen, Black people make up 13% of the population. Black people make up 40% of the prison population. That means we're locked up at a rate of 3 to 1. It doesn't make sense, right? And the whole reason why felons cannot vote is why disenfranchise the Black vote, because there are more of us than there is of any other nationality, proportionate to our size in prisons. So it's about suppressing the minority vote, specifically that of Black people. That's the only reason why they care about your felonies. The only reason. Because if you're still a citizen and you still have to pay taxes, how can I not get representation? How do you make that delineation? And how come I can still run for president if you cared?
A felon is going to have a hard time getting a job at a bank.
Sure. Still got to pay taxes.
But he can run for president.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Yep. Let's talk. Let's talk about it.
What we talking about?
So Trump, by the way, y'all,
he's a horrible man. Bunky, we love you out here.
Is Trump going to the polls this cycle? Because the last 2 times he went to the polling place and voted. You know, the candidates tend to do that. They tend to vote last.
Yeah. Well, they make it a thing. Yeah.
Trump can't vote, right?
Right. So you got the 5.
So what are you gonna do? You gonna walk with Melania?
Exactly.
If I see him cast a vote on television and nobody pulls his card, he needs to go to jail.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Because that's an actual crime.
That man put on an ad to have the Central Park 5 sentenced to death. Yep, he did.
Yo, Bump be going hard.
She do. She be knowing her stuff too, so you can't really fuck with her. Y'all do know judges can't get elected. Let's talk about that.
Judges do get elected.
They
absolutely do. Depends on the jurisdiction. Just like sheriffs get elected, and sometimes they get appointed.
I think he's talking about the Supreme Court judges, though. He's not talking about regular judges. He can't be.
Oh, he didn't say Supreme Court.
Yeah. He means Supreme Court. Yeah. His wife just endorsed him.
Blunky, leave Melania alone. She don't got no choice. Her green card gonna get snatched.
You know what I'm saying? She gotta keep the funds coming in. She gotta go shopping.
She gotta do something. You ever get that feeling though when she talks or you see her and it's like, I don't think she sucks as a person. I think she did what she had to do to get over here and get some bread and change her life. Yeah. And like she's married to that dude.
Yeah. It happened like that.
Yeah. She made some. She sucks. She don't come across like she sucks. You know what I mean?
Y'all know about Nevada right now? What happened in Nevada? Buck? Tell me. We got a few minutes left. Let's talk about it. Yo, let's touch on a couple of things that, if we left any fruit on the tree right now. I know we hit the big ones.
Shout out to Big Kendrick going to the Super Bowl to perform again.
Oh, there's a big topic there. Even though
Lil Wayne is from New Orleans and the Super Bowl is in New Orleans and they ain't getting Lil Wayne.
Now, let me ask you.
What's up?
Is it gonna be dope if Kendrick brings out Lil Wayne?
No. It'll be forced. We'll all know what the jig is. It's not gonna hit the same. And I don't think people realize this, but here's my take. Jay-Z caving the pressure and adding Lil Wayne to the lineup also won't work. He'll look stupid.
You think Jay really hating on Lil Wayne? No, I don't believe that.
I don't. It's hard to talk about what's another man heart. All I can do is take somebody at his actions and extrapolate from there, right? So if you're doing a certain thing, that's what I'm gonna look at. What I would say is that Kendrick was there in 2020, 2021, whatever one it was, and he's back in 2025. That's a fact. Lil Wayne ain't never been to Super Bowl, so what's up? And it's in New Orleans.
It's been in New Orleans a few different times during Wayne's career.
I'm aware. I have no problem with that. Now, I will say the last time it was there, wasn't he in prison? I think Wayne was in prison. I could be wrong. My time could be up, but I thought he was in jail.
They've been in New Orleans multiple times, and during his career, though, he couldn't have been in jail. 2005
Lil Wayne ain't 2024 icon Lil Wayne.
Well, so that's true too. He was hot though. Hot boy.
Yeah, but he was barely. 2005 Lil Wayne was barely hot. He was barely a solo artist. He had just dropped the Carter. He wasn't fish grease.
Got you.
But I get it. Go ahead.
Nevada giving out 3 votes per person. Illegal citizens getting to vote too in Nevada. Interesting. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. I don't think because the Super Bowl is in your city that you get to perform.
Nah.
But I do understand why people are talking about it now. And I think if you had a different artist beside Kendrick, and it wasn't in New Orleans, this wouldn't be a conversation. If this was an LA Super Bowl again, it wouldn't be a conversation. It was like you'd have to put Kendrick there because he's the hottest thing going right now. It's in New Orleans and Wayne ain't got no motion. So like, how can y'all be mad? I get the conversation though. I just don't think it's that deep. Shout out to Kendrick. The only weird thing to me is that he just did a show 3 years ago. So like, why would you not spread that love around?
What's the odds What's the odds that he does not like us?
45,000,000 percentage points, sir.
He will do it.
And it's gonna be the wackest version of Not Like Us you will ever hear. That song version is gonna be so neutered, so bleak, so garbage. Y'all gonna hate the fact that he did that song. He gonna do it, but it's gonna be trash.
I really think he's gonna do it. I think he's really gonna do it.
Of course, he's gonna do it.
I do. He's gonna do the radio edit.
It's gonna be worse than the radio edit. They're not gonna let him call that man a pedophile on the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? He's gonna change words. You can't do that. You think they're gonna let him? Real talk.
Shout out to Buck. He's telling us we good at what we do. I thought it was hilarious that took a jab at Jake during the convo. Yeah, I know. When he in the announcement when he's like there will be no round twos, like there ain't no round twos, right? He is shooting at Drake right there. Is Kendrick petty, or is he just riding the wave?
You didn't answer my question.
What was the question? I'm sorry, sir.
Do you think that they're gonna let him do the unedited? I don't mean just by swears. I mean, do you think they're gonna make him change words when he does Not Like Us? Remove the pedophilia shit. As an example,
I think that they're going to ask him not to do that song.
Okay. But he's going to do that song.
I know.
Because if he doesn't, people are going to be trying to kill Jay-Z on the internet. They're going to kill the NFL. You might as well not have him. So let's just be real. He's there to do that show, right? To do that song. Wop, 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 wop.
Yo, good night, Bunky. Yo, Buck says, the beat's gonna come on. He'll do a couple lines and switch. Maybe.
Definitely not. They'll kill him too.
You think?
They're back, Gabe. Optically, bro, they can't walk away from this. They already did it. He got to do Not Like Us. He can't really do some of the other songs because they all derogatory. Yeah, he's gonna flip the words and it's gonna be corny. And yes, Kendrick is big petty.
Kendrick is big petty. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I might agree with that. I don't know. I personally think he's just riding the wave. I think at this point,
Dot, touch him up. It'll be shit like that. It'll be mad corny. He's gonna do mad corny shit, dog. Dot, touch him up.
I'm gonna do my stuff. He might say I'm gonna do my stuff twice. He's just gonna say I'm gonna do my stuff twice.
Hey, Drake. I remember when you were young.
Yeah. I actually know he is petty. Look at Buck knowing who Kendrick is. You got some insight on Kendrick Lamar? Man, I love shows like this, man. I love when we get into topics and they resonate and it gets the crowd going and it gets people talking and chatting about this stuff. And
of course.
The conversation is dope. Let's not forget that we always want to do a little better. You know what I'm saying? And just be kind to people, man. I think we can start there. That's the kumbaya in me, where it's just like, yo, just be cool, just be chill, man. I think we get farther if we just be cool, be chill. But I will say this, that I'm learning in a real hard way, and I've learned the lesson so many times in life, but I'm a glutton for punishment. Nice guys really do finish last, though. I really believe that. It's sad that when people do try to do nice things or just be compassionate and giving or otherwise just being nice, how people will take advantage of them in different ways, whether it's monetarily, physically, verbally. I think it's just a fucked up world out here that we're in. When you try to do something good, there's always somebody there potentially wanting to take that from you. It's sad. And, and that's what hardens people. I think some of the illest, hardest people are people that got taken advantage of in that way. Like they tried to do good and then somebody fucked that up and they just ain't doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad out here. So let's not be those people. Let's try to be the other side of that. you know, and praise those that are doing well and trying to help the community and help them out a little bit, and fucking pick up a fucking paper. You know what I'm saying? You walk in somewhere and you see a fucking paper on the ground that don't belong, pick that shit up. Jesus.
Somebody done pissed off Gabe again about this fucking littering. Gabe hate litterers.
I do.
3 seasons ago, Gabe did the same rant about niggas littering and not picking it up.
I hate that.
He hates this shit. Yo, Gabe, what episode is this? What number was this, bro?
230, 223.
Yo, 223 of them things, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Dot, touch him up. Yo, Gabe, sometimes we be pouting, bro.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes we do this. Yeah. Sometimes we do this. All right. Well, shout out to Buck, man. I'm glad you made it over here and you got to peep out the show, man. We do this every Tuesday, 7 p.m. What we talking about? Very hip hop centric, but we also talk about the people and what's going on in the world and all that. So sometimes conversations just go here. You know what I mean? And to answer the question, yeah, I think it would have been dope to put Lil Wayne on that Super Bowl. I don't know why he wasn't. I don't think that Jay doesn't like Wayne. I feel like there's been a time where Jay looked out for Wayne in some circumstances. You know what I'm saying?
Taxes?
Yeah,
keep his house.
Yeah. The whole keep his house thing is what I was referring to. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if there's hate there. You know what I'm saying? And I will say this, man. Lil Wayne not the best performer live. I'm just gonna put that out there real quick.
Yeah, we seen that nigga a couple times, and he was slacking. That lean got him fucked up. There's repercussions of being a 42-year-old ex-lean addict.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't move the same. Go watch. Hold up. Go watch Bobby Brown. It's very similar.
You know, Lil Wayne not the best live performer, man. Not for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, boy.
But I feel the community, I feel the culture that wanted to see him there because it makes sense, and I totally get that. You know, there's nothing stopping Wayne from putting on a dope show right outside of wherever they do in that Super Bowl. I know he got connections. You know what I'm saying? Go have yourself a dope concert, bro. You know what I'm saying? Do that. We went overtime, but I don't care. I still love y'all. I got
big Virgo, motherfucking big Virgo, motherfucking big Virgo energy. You heard?
And he's saying that, and it reminds me that I wanted on air to say, happy birthday to my brother right here, King Blackout. It's not today, so don't start hitting them with happy birthdays today. But on the show live, a couple days from now, my man's gonna be turning 57. You know what I'm saying? He's been around the block a lot.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
How old are you? 27? How old are you now?
Yep. Both of them ages, 27 and 57. And
got
my back
you.
Hurts half the time I wake up. So
got you. Already. He's 84. You know what I'm saying? You got to add those together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I did that math quick.
Checking the savings. You know what I mean? They can transfer. You feel me? Yeah.
But happy birthday, brother, man. I know you're gonna do something fun. You know what I'm saying?
I might.
You might close your pool. You're gonna close your pool.
Yo, you know what? When you pulling up for that? Because we gotta talk about that blowing out of the lines and shit. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. You take a vacuum, just put it on reverse and just push.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
all right, pull up. Save me. Look, save me, bro.
I'm gonna save you from you. Is what I'm gonna do. Save you from you. Save your pool from you. Yo, so that's it for me, man. That's all I got. Shout out to Angie. I saw you was in here all night.
Big Angie.
Yeah, go watch that debate tonight because that's something I want to touch on next week. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be funny. Oh, you here next week? That's lit.
Next 2 weeks from now. Shut up. All right, so crazy. We're not going to talk about that with the people. Y'all, Black, just take us home. Get us out of here.
Yo, big motherfucking Virgo energy. It's a real nigga birthday. You heard? We outside. Yeah. I said the outro for the intro. Love those that you love. Life is too short. Every day niggas getting up out of here, B. So love your loved ones. For real. For all y'all that watch us, for the first time listeners, the last time listeners, the next time listeners, y'all be here live, y'all be on the YouTubes, y'all be here after the fact, y'all on the podcast services. All y'all, we appreciate all y'all. We be seeing And y'all to be tuned into the Village Global Network. Shout out to the VGN Network. Shout out to our brothers over there in the studio with the Rec Boys every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Black People Time, Facebook, all them kind of platforms. Shout out to everybody, man, for fucking with us. As my man Gabe said, he'll see you in 2 weeks. I might host next week. I might find somebody to do the show with me. You know what I mean? I don't know, y'all. I'll let y'all know in like 5 days. All right, bet. But until next time, what we talking about? We up out of here. PDE, you know.
1.